All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow. Here I go, coming. I can't ever stop. I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top. I don't need an invitation. I'm about to start a celebration.
Hello, my
Hello.
friends.
Good evening.
Hi.
Good evening.
Hi. How's things?
Hello. Things.
Crazy town.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Kitty's been a little busy lately.
Mhm.
Yes. I can't wait to find out what shenanigans Kitty got up to this last week. So hang on tight. This is 3 cocktails in with the 3 of us who have been there, done that, and still want more. So I think we should talk a lot about wanting more,
Yes.
more bling in our lives.
Every
Sporting
day.
some bling. I think that this might have been yours. Maybe not.
Yeah.
I don't know. We're all big bling people here.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
Yep.
I know. And I am channeling my inner Mr. T today, basically. I mean, this is impressive, is it not?
you got to
It's
have
a
some
lot.
good neck muscles going.
Yeah.
Lift all
Right?
that.
Let's just say that I would never wear this to the doctor because you know how when you go to the doctor, you wear as light clothes as possible and shoes that you can easily slip off before you have to get weighed.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would not be this ensemble.
Yeah. God almighty. Although you are a little bit in Olympian flair.
Yeah.
The Olympics are still going on right now as we
Yes.
are recording this, and we have commented that there is a lot of bling out there,
Mm-hmm.
and
right.
you could really be sporting a medal at the bottom of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yep. I could do one of these.
Yeah.
It's been so fun. It's been so fun to catch the Olympics wherever I can. So we'll talk about last week in a little bit. But since I've been home, so we got home on Friday late afternoon, and I went straight to the jewelry room. I had so many boxes of jewelry arrive while I was gone, and so just so much to catch up on this week. So I've had my laptop, and I pulled up Hulu. And so I'm just sitting. If I can't be watching it, I'm at least listening to it. And it's just been. I love it when the Olympics roll around.
Yeah. I'm into it this year.
Mm-hmm. So
I've watched some things I've never watched.
That's what I was just going to ask you. What have you watched that you have not watched before, or what has surprised you?
I watched fencing.
Mm-hmm.
Which is really interesting because Madeline, my oldest, met her now husband, Alex, fall their freshman year when she joined the fencing club. I'd never.
Cool.
I'm like, you joined what? Are you building fences? What kind of, I didn't know anybody who did that.
Yeah.
So that was interesting. Didn't really I didn't really understand it. I didn't understand it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, and I think the medal winner, a woman, was pregnant.
Oh.
Like big pregnant.
Oh,
Not
wow.
like, oh, I'm going to have a baby in 7 months. No, this was, I'm going to have a baby like in 2 months.
Okay.
Oh, wow.
I could be totally off on that again too, but she was very noticeably pregnant.
Wow. Cool.
Yeah, we caught a little of the fencing one night. It was early in the week when we were sitting in a bar somewhere, and that's what was on. So we were both watching it. At one point, I looked at Bill, and we both had this look on our face, like just trying to figure out what exactly is going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't know much about it.
I've enjoyed rugby, and Alana Marr. She's certainly
isn't she funny?
She's hilarious, and a good spokesperson, in my opinion, for the Olympics. It's been fun watching her on social media.
Yeah. Kitty, have you seen her? Do you know who that is?
I don't.
I think you would love her,
Yeah.
especially from a marketing standpoint. She is on the women's rugby sevens team.
Okay.
She's very open about her body type. I think she says she's 5'10", she's 200 pounds, she's got a 30 BMI, and people drag her all the time for that. She is so freaking fit.
Oh, yeah.
She
And
plays-
fast.
and obviously super strong. She plays with red lipstick on. She talks about how, she did it kind of as an FU to these people who were kind of in her face about it and not so nice. And now she said, a lot of women who compete, not just the track play, the runners and stuff. A lot of people out on the rugby field, pitch, I don't know what they call that, are doing what makes them feel comfortable. And her Instagram, like she just does funny stuff, like talking about being at the Olympic Village, but she calls it the Olympic Villa, and how she's there to meet love. And her teammate goes, "This is not Love Island," and she goes, "But is it? But it,
It could be.
Could be.
I think her following has grown from under 1 million to 1.6 million since the Olympics started.
Yeah, big. She's worth following.
Yeah,
sure.
she is. She's
Cool.
really, really kind of cool. So that's fun. I've been on the soccer bandwagon, soccer/football. The ladies are doing it. They're doing it.
Good.
Yes.
Yeah, I watched the women's road race all afternoon, and Kristen Faulkner, USA, won the gold in that. Can you imagine a 4-hour bike race? I mean, a hard 4-hour bike race. And I posted today that it went up the
maybe
up
on
the
an
hill.
e-bike.
Right, not a real bike, but like I said, they went up that hill to Sancour today, and 3 times. So they went up that and back down and up it. So it was a big race for sure.
Wow. I think I saw the finish of that one. It's very
It was cool.
exciting to watch. Yeah.
Yeah.
So good.
So what other exciting things did you do last week?
Oh my gosh. So to bring everybody up to speed, so last week was the annual convention for paparazzi, which is my side hustle. So paparazzi's been around since 2010, keeps getting bigger every year. I don't know how many years they've done this convention. It's always in Las Vegas. And it's such a well done production. And there are things happening from Monday all the way through close on Thursday. So Monday night, we opened with a concert with Black Eyed Peas. They were so great. And it closed with a concert with Gwen Stefani. And in between there, it was fashion shows and showing the jewelry and meeting people and just celebrating each other. So one thing this is my second year going. And one of the things that hits me right off the bat, like from the time I get to the airport, you can see us coming a mile away. I will just say, right? Because we people who sell paparazzi, we're either head to toe pink or head to toe bling in some way, or we've got branded merch on in some way. So you can see us coming a mile away, and we notice each other in situations where we would never notice each other. Like this, what we do in being consultants, I feel like this brings together people who would never be brought together before. And we feel that when we go to convention. So in the airport, I'll see a cluster of other women, and some are guys, and we'll see each other and we're like, we know, because we've either got the bag or, I wear my pink glittery pants, and, you just know, and you're immediately bonded to each other.
So do you go up and talk to them?
Yes, 100%.
Awesome.
So last year, I can't remember if I shared this with you guys or not, but last year I flew out there by myself. This year Bill went with me. So I land in Vegas. I'm on my way to baggage claim, and I see this little cluster of women, and they are they're all together, and we make eye contact. And I actually, from afar, I yelled, "Hey, Papa sisters!" and and I started laughing at myself. Like, did I just say that to these women that don't know me? But what was their response? "Hey, girl, so excited to be here." And I don't know. To a certain degree, I don't know that I can adequately explain it, but hopefully you can see it and hear it in my voice and in the stories that I tell. I was truly living my best life last week. And it was really fun to have Bill come along too and be
Well, I
able
was
to.
going to ask. So Bill's very involved in your
Yes.
side hustle.
Yep.
He's riding tandem through the whole thing. And I've known Bill for a long time, and I know how he is when we all get together. He's part of it, but mostly he's watching, kind of going like, oh, I'm having trouble trying to figure out exactly how he kept composure
Mm-hmm.
in a room full.
Yeah, what did
of
he
all
think of
those
the
types.
whole thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
We should have had him on.
We should have him on sometime because, he was such a good sport all week because it wasn't, it's jewelry. This man wears no jewelry. He doesn't even wear a wedding ring. He never has. He rarely will wear a watch. But yes, he's very involved in the business with me. And so going in, I said, I want you to go to the first full day, the general session that starts in the morning, the speakers. I want you to, so that you see the founders come on the stage and talk about what's coming. I want you to see all of that. She's like, great. Every single thing with me, every day, every session, every speaker, went to all the showrooms with me and took pictures and, video. So I think that the conversations that he was having with other consultants and with other consultants' spouses. So there were a lot of husbands there. And there are a lot of stories told on stage and off stage about businesses that start and go like this. And you get to a point where you can't do it by yourself anymore, which I'm pretty much there. It's not a one-person job anymore. And you need a second person, you need a couple of employees, etc. And there's some way uplines that I talk to on a regular basis, and they had conversations with Bill, and they're just like, Bill, she can take this to a whole new level, but she needs your support to be able to do it. And I think it was just really good for him to have those conversations with people and know that it's legit.
Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it was exciting. Okay, so there were two amazing keynote speakers. And I will just say to our audience, to our listeners, if you guys ever have an opportunity to hear Kevin Brown speak or Chef Jeff, they are amazing public speakers. And they both talked about resiliency and reaching for your dreams. And you know what? Here's the thing. We cannot hear these stories enough. Right? We can't. We can always be inspired by somebody who's been out there and has had a tough start in life, or whatever the circumstances were. Chef Jeff at 13 or 14 was a millionaire because he was selling drugs. So he
was a young entrepreneur.
He was a young entrepreneur, absolutely, and ended up incarcerated for 10 years. I want to say 10 years. And during that time, he made the decision to turn his life around, thanks to a mentor on the inside, somebody, somebody else who was in jail as well, who looked at him and said, you know what, you have potential. You
Use your
need to get
powers
out
for
of here.
good.
Yes. You need to get out of here. And when you do, you need to turn all of this entrepreneurial nature that you have and focus it on good, and your life will be dramatically different. And that's exactly what he did. Super inspiring story. So he's a chef now in Las Vegas. He's a New York best-selling author, and he travels the world speaking, telling his story. Amazing.
Cool.
The other guy, Kevin Brown, he talks about we need more heroes in life in general. Heroes are extraordinary people who choose not to be ordinary. And he told this amazing story about going to Disney. And we all know that Disney is an exceptional experience, exceptional brand experience, just the way that the attention to detail and the way they make people feel. But he and his wife have an autistic son. And so from a very early age, they went to Disney, and they had this really moving experience with a chef in one of the restaurants who did nothing more than she listened to the fact that he had special dietary needs. And so the next day when they came to the because when he said, I would like apple pancakes, and she said, I'm sorry, I don't have what we need to make apple pancakes. But when they came back the next day, she had gone to the store. And so the next day when they came in, she made apple pancakes. And just, that level of care and the bond that it created, that boy, their son, who the teachers told them he would never be able to live on his own. He'd never be able to have a job. It said this, to the point where the mom is bawling in tears in conferences. I've been there. Right? This hit home for me when you have a teacher telling you your child will never be able to function or live on their own or hold a job or whatever. That mom basically said, well, you may think that, but that's not going to be the case. And the boy, now in his early 20s, he went to college, graduated with honors, and he just got his very first job at Disney.
Oh, neat.
So just these amazing stories, and that's so much of what convention is. And I think that's a lot of, this is right up my alley, being in corporate event production, because anytime you bring hundreds or thousands of people together to teach them something, to inspire them, to entertain, whatever it is, these stories are so important and so impactful. And even though we hear these same things again, you can be everything you want to be. We all need heroes. We need to keep hearing these stories over and over and over again, because there are so many people in the world that need to hear them.
I am always drawn to a good story and a storyteller. Forget the posters, forget the plaques that say live, laugh, love, and, in our house, blah, blah, blah. I want to see and hear how somebody has taken that idea and put it into action.
Yes.
I would much rather listen to Disney's this great brand experience, and this is why.
Right.
Not just, you can do it. You can, you're great. Reach for,
Yeah.
give me something that I can relate to. And I would imagine with people coming from all over the country, like you said, people that wouldn't necessarily ever get together other than at convention, you've got to look for universal stories.
Yes.
It can't get too niche, can't get too in the weeds, because not everybody, and I would even guess not everybody there is at the same level in their business.
That's right.
No one wants to be.
Right. Yeah, you've got people who maybe just started. You've got people who might sell 50 pieces of jewelry a week or a month. And you've got people who were honored who are, and this doesn't have anything to do with the network marketing side of it, people who have teams, but there are people who are selling and making 6-figure incomes and 7-figure incomes. So you've got that entire range, and everybody was talking to everybody.
Yes.
And the parties that we go to, everybody's there. So there's no, there aren't these little clicky things, or, yes, the very first night there's an elite dinner. So that's an invitation only. You have to be at a certain level to go to that dinner, but that's it. That's the only thing. And they just do such a beautiful job of making us feel really special. So here's a really nice attention to detail. Because again, I'm always thinking about things through the brand perspective. And I love it when brands build behaviors into their brand experience. So one of the evenings, it was called the Black and White Gala. So this is where people are honored for their achievements and their ranks. And so this year I had an opportunity. I got to walk across the stage because of my diamond status. And I am getting a crown. It's not here yet, but I may show up on the screen here with my crown.
With your
I saw
crown
a
on.
picture of you in that crown. Would that be the crown?
Yeah, I mean, I can't not put the crown on.
Right. You might as well show it off.
Right.
Okay, so we're backstage. We're waiting for our time to go on, and there's staff everywhere. I can't even imagine how many staff members it took to pull off this whole production. And so,
Okay, who do you mean staff? From the production company, or do you mean from paparazzi?
both, but
Okay, thank you.
but mostly from paparazzi.
Okay.
So, there's the standard event production people, the audio visual, the cameras, that stuff that the company that I work for actually does. So there's that. But then there's all of the paparazzi staff that, they're in all the paparazzi gear. So we knew who they were. And they were just there making sure that we knew where to go. So when you approach the stage, you had to go up a small staircase to get into the wing of the stage. And so on each side of that little staircase, there were 2 very attractive gentlemen who were there and each one of them would one of them would put his hand out to take my hand to help me up the stairs into the wing of the stage. Okay, so then it was my time. I walked across the stage. I did my waves. You better believe I took my time walking across that stage. There are some people who could not get across the stage fast enough. Oh, no. This is my moment. So I am taking, and I stop, and I'm waving. Okay, I might not ever be able to do this again. No, that's not true. It's my goal. I will do it next year. But so I walk off the stage then, and Trent Kirby is standing there. Trent's one of the founders. And I said, well, that was fun. And he said, and you looked fabulous doing it. Like, these people they're real people. They're right there. They're talking with us. They're not untouchables. Mm-hmm. And then I get to the little staircase, and here's the fine looking gentleman again. And he takes my hand and helps me down the steps.
Yeah, that's a detail that they could have easily overlooked.
Yes.
So next year, make a note. You can wear a dress with a train.
Yes. There you go. Yes. Super high heels and a long flowing dress. Yes, I agree.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then teach Bill how to bustle it up.
Oh, poor Bill. Yeah. No, he had a good time, and now he's heading off to Canada to go fishing on Thursday. So life is good for him. But
yes.
Right.
You didn't want to go on that trip with him? So you too could experience?
I've experienced that before with him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Someday we'll have to get you to talk about your honeymoon in the Boundary Waters.
Yes. That is a colorful story.
So you're there, you're having a fabulous time. I saw that you went to some great restaurants, or at least a couple had some good restaurants.
Yeah.
What out of the whole experience I mean, clearly you got to see what's coming, the new lines and
Yep.
stuff, I'm guessing.
Yes, we did.
Do you see stuff and think this is not for my market? Or do you see stuff and think I'm talking them into this one because they need this? How do
Yeah.
you approach what you see?
It's true that there is something for everyone. And so as consultants, they advise us to, so the way that the whole system works is that Paparazzi, the brand, makes available just countless pieces of jewelry, different styles. And we then decide what we want to buy into our home inventory that then I sell. So, yeah, I have to make decisions every weekday when new releases come out. Will my customers buy that or will they not buy that? And I feel like I have a pretty good feel for what my customers like, but I also know that they surprise me from time to time. So the guideline always is buy a third of what you love and you would wear, buy a third of what you just feel like is okay, it may not be your style, but you like it, and buy a third of what you absolutely do not like.
Oh,
Because,
really?
yeah. And
Because someone will.
Yes.
Someone will like it.
Yeah, and it's always right on.
That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they do a really good job of following the trends. And I hate to say following, maybe they're leading. I don't know, but
They're spot on.
They're spot on. And I noticed it when I was in Italy last year. So because I'm always looking at jewelry. And so when I was in Italy, I was seeing things there that were at that time in our current collection. So, the whole point is that this is accessible fashion accessories. You don't have to spend a ton of money to look great every day. What I'm wearing right here is a $20 set of necklace. This is $20 right here. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I wore my flower ring today. The one that's
Yay.
got all the big pink flowers all over it.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Lovely.
It's
So
fun.
now, go ahead. Now that you're home, how do you move from the excitement of that experience into your business today?
Yeah. So now there's a whole frenzy that will live on for quite a while. And it's partially because our customers, well, I was sharing from convention all last week. I was doing lives as I was buying jewelry that was there. I was posting it. So our customers are just as excited about it as we are. They see what's coming, and they'll be dropping all of this new line through the fall. And then we'll have a whole collection of the Z necklaces, which are $25 pieces. Those will be coming in the fall also. So that creates its own little buzz. And so all of this weekend, I've been unpacking boxes and filling bins and taking pre-claims for things. So there's a lot of momentum that comes immediately from convention, and that will roll us right into fall. So
Nice.
it's if you're a consultant, go to convention. Go. And I would say that for any of the multi-level marketing businesses out there. I think Mary Kay had their convention this week too. So I was seeing friends who are in that business at convention and coming back.
That's a lot of pink in one town.
Yes, that one's not in Vegas.
Oh, okay.
That one's in Dallas. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that would make sense.
So, yeah, it creates a lot of buzz, creates a lot of momentum.
Yeah.
And, we need that because with any business, we have our down days. I felt like my sales dipped a little bit right before I went to convention. So I was feeling a little anxious. And then I came home and I did 2 lives in 2 days, and I'll be up into the wee hours tonight, probably getting invoices out and slinging the bling.
Yeah. It is hard for seasonal businesses, and and I'm not saying yours is seasonal, but I think everybody that's in, they have those lulls.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that when I took the vacation in July, it was perfect. It was a perfect time because it's this dead spot when people aren't buying homes, especially in Minnesota, because, we got to jump on the weather and the 4th of July and the weekends and stuff. So, you feel, I get the anxious kind of little pit in my stomach, like, oh, how's business going to go? Is it whatever? And convention just sounds like that nice little, clearly they've got it timed well in
Yeah.
anticipation of fall and Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
And, still you've had summer's over, and let's face it, a lot of the country sends, excuse me, sends their kids back to school in August.
Yep.
Minnesota doesn't. We wait for the most part till after Labor Day. So I suppose in some ways this is that last little tidbit of summer for people
Yeah.
before they get geared up again.
Yeah.
Do you find that there is seasonality to the business?
I don't really. I don't, because people like to change out their jewelry with seasons. So there's always something to bring in. We start to go into summer, and then we're kind of lightening pieces up a little bit and going with, the lighter colors, the yellows, and then you start to go into fall. Somebody on my show today said, "Hey, when are you going to start to show fall? Color. I need some pieces to go with rust. I'm getting ready for fall." I'm like, "Girl, it'll be here soon."
I
And
just
then
talking
Christmas.
about fall right now. I'm still
No.
we need the summer.
Yes,
know.
this summer, as long as it can be.
Oh
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah. So I don't necessarily find that with this business, but I can definitely start to feel little dips like this, and that makes anybody nervous.
Sure.
That's just normal.
Okay, I have one other question. I don't know, Stacy, maybe you do, but this had to be a double challenge for you because you so look at things from brand perspective,
Mm-hmm.
and this is what your company does.
Mm-hmm.
So did you have two tracks of thought running through the whole
Yeah.
thing? Like, that's a damn good idea. Who
Mm-hmm.
was that? I need to be making notes about this and that. We need to try this. I can't wait to use this.
Yes. Yeah, totally. And so I've reached out to paparazzi to ask, to inquire, could we have a conversation about production? I've never gotten a response back. It's a tough nut to crack, I know, because they've been doing this for years. It's a
Right.
long-standing relationship. That doesn't mean that it can't happen. But what I noticed this year is that the production felt a little clunky.
Mm.
And I noticed some friction in between transitions. There were, transitions, there should never be any dead air. There should always be music. You have so the first night they came out, first of all, the concert started 30 minutes late. Paparazzi doesn't start anything late. I don't care if it's Black Eyed Peas or who it is. They're being hired by the company. You start when the company tells you to start.
Yeah. This isn't a concert.
That's
on
right.
Your own tour.
That's right. So, but the first night it was 30 minutes, 8:30 we were still waiting for the concert to start. And Trent had come out and said, Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, already announced it, and then they didn't show up. So yeah, so there was that dead space, that half hour of nothing.
Yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
So that was noticeable. And then there were some little spots in between through the week also. But then the last night too, Misty came out and she said, "Are you ready for Gwen Stefani?" And the music is playing and lights and everything. And then she exited the stage, and then we waited, and it was maybe 5 minutes of waiting for Gwen and the band to come out.
That's weird.
It is.
That is weird. It's almost
So-
like they didn't know what the other one was
Yeah.
doing close
Right.
enough or whatever.
Yeah.
Or you have a backup plan where you just do something to fill in
Get the
and
music going
then
again.
announce them. Yeah.
Yeah. There's no excuse for any of these things because everybody has a headset on. The front of house is talking to the back of house, is talking to the band. You know, there's communication going on. So there shouldn't ever be that kind of gap. Or, you know, just silence kills an event. So, oh yeah, those things, and Bill too. I mean, Bill picks up on those things.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
because he's
with this-
been, you know.
yeah. So, um, so I feel like I have something.
You
to
have
say
an
now.
opening.
Now I'll be going back in September because I won a trip. So I get to go back in September, and I will actually be with one of the founders. She'll be with us on our trip.
Are
So-
you going to give her a whole PowerPoint?
Right.
I'm
Ambush her?
In her ear. Yeah.
I'm not going to have a PowerPoint, but I am going to find the right moment to
Yeah.
have a word.
Slip her a packet.
There you go.
Here's my critique of convention this year and how I think I can make it better.
Yes.
I'm sure that would go over
Solutions.
really well.
Just a couple things.
At
Hey.
least, though, those couple things would be coming from somebody in the industry and that is a professional instead
Yes.
of just, you know, me
Right.
doesn't know diddly about it.
Yeah. Other than, potential business, did you find things that you can even take back to your, job with Heroic
Mm.
to improve that?
Mm.
Anything within there.
Um,
2 new speakers.
yes. Bill said the same thing. He said, you should suggest these guys to your clients. I'm like, yes, definitely. Those 2 for sure. From a production standpoint, everything else I would say was, I hate to say it was pretty standard. It was beautiful graphics, LED screens. They did a really beautiful job on that. And that's all pretty normal in corporate event production. And we talk about this at work. Sometimes it's hard to bring something truly new and different into these events. Not that it can't happen. We've seen people doing things with drones on the inside of venues like this. Drones that are choreographed, they're in clusters and they're coming together and they're making formations. That's one of the coolest things that I've seen lately as far as new technology. They didn't do that at this convention, but it was all, everything that they did in this production, our team at Heroic does.
Cool.
And does flawlessly. So.
Good.
Very cool.
So now back to
Life.
normal life tomorrow.
Back to life. Back to reality.
Yeah.
Yes, it is Monday for all of you, and it is Thursday night for me. Although I this is totally off topic, but I was driving to work this morning, and we start an hour later on Sundays, and I was getting messages at like 11 o'clock from my manager, and I'm like, it is Sunday, isn't it? And I had this moment of panic, and I was driving, and I actually had to close out my map. I know how to get to work. I just like to know if I need to go a faster way.
I do that
Closed
too.
it out and looked at the calendar to see what day it was.
What
to
day it
make
was?
sure it was actually Sunday. I had that much of a panic. Like, has it, I told you the other time that I got my days. No, that day I thought I had a vacation day and I didn't. But I had a panic today about not knowing what the hell day it was. So it just happens. It's that time. It's the dog days of summer where days tend to run together a little bit.
Yeah.
So, well, ladies, I think that your trip sounds marvelous
Yes.
and equally as tiring as probably ours was.
Yeah.
I know. You have to.
Probably.
It's funny how you have to come back from vacation and take a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
Well, we got home late Friday. I went straight to the bedroom and laid down, took at least a 2-hour nap, got up, ate something, and went back to bed. And I didn't get up till 10 o'clock Saturday morning. So
Yeah, there you go.
And your time difference wasn't as bad.
that's right. I had no jet lag.
No, you had bling lag.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, to everybody, have a good week. Throw a little
Yes.
bling on.
Yep.
Find
Yes.
something to fire yourself up. Watch some Olympics.
Yes.
See who else is going to win a gold medal.
I know.
Hey,
Yep.
tidbit, did you know all the gold medals that the US have been won by women?
Oh, I hadn't noticed that. Yeah.
Whoop whoop.
Still in the lead for total medals. The U.S. is. Huh.
Well, I think we
Awesome.
also have like the most athletes.
Yeah.
We have
Yes.
a boatload. But really
do.
interesting that as of today, the gold medals were won by women.
Wow.
Good to know.
That is.
All right.
Right. All right.
Here's
Good.
to you guys, sisters.
See you next
Cheers. Cheers.
Week.
Have a
Bye.
good week. Bye-bye.
All right. Woo. Look. I got that wow. Who wants some hands up right now? We got that. Turn it up loud. I know you're wondering how. I got that wow. Here I go, coming. I can't ever stop. I'm a tour de force running. Get me to the top. I don't need an invitation. I'm about to start a celebration. Let me in. Brought a good time plus some friends. Turn it up loud past 10. Turn it